Happy Tuesday. Let's talk about that inner voice. So it's the sort of dialogue that we always have going on in our head on loop. And that voice is designed to keep us safe. It tells us that if we smell fire, we should run. It keeps us away from the edge of a tall building. However, it can also hinder us and keep us living out our past and making the same old decisions over and over again. Because while it's designed to keep us safe, it wants to keep us safe all the time. So it wants to prevent us from taking any risk whatsoever. So, a lot of us, I think, we don't realize that we can control that voice. We're always, I say this from past experience, I used to always replay old events in my head. I would think about conversations from my past or situations from my past, and I would live those feelings all over again. When you're embarrassed or when a conversation made you really angry, and then when you think about it and replay it in your head, you get angry again. The past can affect your mood today. And also what I used to do is think about future conversations and how they might go. Think up every possible scenario. Usually they're worst case scenarios, and they're terrible, and they don't make us feel good. And they keep us feeling worried and anxious and fearful for our future. So both of these don't make us feel good, right? The old and the future. And so we can control it. I think so many people are in their head all the time in their head doing this, judging, evaluating, avoiding failure, avoiding embarrassment. And it's understandable that our brains want to do this. That's okay. We're normal. We're human. However, we can learn to control this. And so you can make it so that your inner voice works for you instead of against you. Because right now, your inner voice might be stopping you from taking any risk whatsoever, from trying anything new, from figuring out what you want. It might keep you from, taking that next step toward a dream goal of yours, toward a dream life. Sometimes that inner voice isn't very nice to us. It tells us that we're not good enough. It tells us that we're going to be embarrassed, we're going to fail. It tells us that we're too poor to do that. We're too loud, we're too quiet, we're too big, we're too small. All of this stuff, right? All the time, constantly. If we're not paying attention, we can just live up here instead of out here. So I want to urge you, I want to challenge you, I want to tell you that you can control your thoughts. You can control that inner voice. And so, how we do that? Pay attention. Pay attention. It's not rocket science. It's not a 10-step process. It is a process because if you're not used to doing it, then it's really new for you, right? And it's weird. I completely get it. I still work on it. The reason I decided to talk about this week is because just yesterday I noticed that I was in my head worrying about something, and I'm that is preventing me from actually taking action. It's preventing me from being in a good mood. It's preventing me from being happy, and preventing me from taking risks that I really want to take in order to be super successful. So, and it's the same thing works for you. It might be a different goal, but it's the same type of scenarios. So I urge you to pay attention. Really try to be in the moment at whatever you're doing. If you're writing your to-do list, if you're reading, if you're answering emails, if you're in a work project, if you're at the gym, just say to yourself, right now, I'm doing this. I'm excited. I'm here. Let's do this. Be fully present. And you know what? You'll actually work faster. It actually makes you more efficient when you're in your task and really paying attention to it, as opposed to thinking about something else. Like, I know a lot of us, like, we're in a task thinking about future tasks, future to-do list stuff. That only prevents us from doing a good job and being here in the moment. And then when you're in the moment, you can actually make new decisions, and that's how you change your life. That's how you decide to not listen to the inner voice, because you're in the moment, you're paying attention, you know what's going on up here, and you can say, stop it, I am good enough. I am going to take this risk. I am going to go after this goal. I am going to be okay. And it is as simple and as hard as that. You can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. It's a matter of being here, stopping that loop, coming up with new mantras, new modes of thinking, new words and sentences in your head that build you up instead of tear you down. So I urge you to do this. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be hard at first. You're gonna say, I can't do this. That inner voice is gonna come up to you and say, you can't do this. You've never done this before. You failed at this, and this. Why are you gonna be successful at this new thing? That is when you're gonna say, inner voice, sit down. You're no longer in charge. And you're gonna do the damn thing anyway. You've got this. All this is a practice. You're practicing this, and in no time, it'll be your new habit. Just don't stop. As always, reach out to me if you have questions. Reach out to me when you do this and you love it and you're trying something new and you're living your awesome life. I want to hear about it, because this can work for everyone. So that's it. Have a good week.